What happens when a person's grasp on reality starts blurring so much that he can no longer tell right from wrong? What happens when a truly erratic and scary person keeps getting away with his horrible crimes just because of his defects? How long till he will be held accountable for his actions? In the spotlight is Cyraxx, aka Chance Wilkins, a figure whose journey is as controversial as it is terrifying. Today we're diving into a truly chilling story of Cyraxx. Who is Cyraxx? Cyraxx is known for his enormous ego, vile tendencies, and uncontrollable aggression.
Shut up, Schmeckle! That's what you don't get! Morty's known me longer than you have!
Born on September 20, 1990, as Patrick Smith, Cyraxx claims that he was born only 26 weeks old, weighing only 1 pound 12 ounces, with a half lung missing, 1 blind, lazy eye, and only 1 kidney. This is because Cyraxx's mother, Connie, was also challenged to some extent. According to her mother, she was fully disabled and suffered from ADHD, among other conditions. Born with congenital defects, Cyraxx's life has been marked by adversity from the very beginning. But it's not just his physical challenges that define his story. As we'll soon discover, Cyraxx's online presence took a dark turn, stirring up a storm of controversy and raising important questions about ethics, accountability, and the power of digital platforms. His mom died due to a house fire when he was 17 years old. Cyraxx's father, on the other hand, was a different story. He was arrested for a 14-year-old girl by chasing her off a bike. Although the accounts of this incident vary, with Cyraxx claiming that his father was arrested the same day he was born, criminal records indicate that he must have been 2 or 3 years old at that time. Since his mother couldn't take care of him given her disabilities, someone else had to raise him, and that someone ended up being his grandmother, Sally. Sally was married to a man named Gordon Wilkins at that time, whose last name Cyraxx later took. Cyraxx created his first YouTube channel in 2009 called DJ Shadowblade. In the beginning, he uploaded short music videos, anime montages, and videos of him doing various activities like drumming and skateboarding. However, things soon started taking a very shady turn. Cyraxx's actions changed from fabricating tales of accomplishments and expressing religious fervor to making threats and adopting confrontational tones.
What? Hush! Hit me and I'll fucking knock your lights out.
Jamie, you are fucking like you right there.
Violent? You need to go home, Heather.
I would not
come here.
His inconsistency extended to musical projects, relationships, and hobbies, suggesting a lack of commitment and focus. He even stooped as low as stealing a poem written by a 9-year-old sexual victim and making a song out of it. But this is only the beginning. In this video, we'll tell you how Cyraxx manipulated narratives and abused his own loved ones. 1. Eric Scrubbalo. Back when Cyraxx was an aspiring musician, he had a very different persona. He mainly focused on his music, a dream he thought would never come to reality because of his looks. However, fortunately, someone did see potential in him. In late 2009, partial owner of Killer Cloud Sounds Eric Scrubbalo was the first person who gave him the opportunity to do something with his dream. But Cyraxx crushed his opportunity with his own hands by betraying Eric. He stole Eric's 10 albums and claimed that he could do better. Eventually, Eric and Cyraxx's relationship came to a bitter end. At that time, not many people knew about Cyraxx, hence, there was no one to hold him accountable. But this was one of the first signs of Cyraxx showing his true colors and just about how vile he could be. Cyraxx later released an apology video for Eric with his then-girlfriend Heather, in which he talked about why he threw the dog tags into the lake but never mentioned anything about stealing his songs. But this is not only the time he has stolen songs from collaborations. The list of his victims is so long that it's not even possible to fit them all in this video. The next person on his victim list is his own grandmother, Sally. Cyraxx moved from Alaska to Ohio to live with his grandmother when he was only 5. He even took her then-husband's last name, Wilkins. However, his relationship with Sally and Gordon was also not great. In 2012, police were called to his house for abusing Sally. Although why he abused Sally is uncertain, his followers believe he physically assaulted Sally because she refused to drive him to Kansas to see his then-girlfriend, who was very, obviously a troll. According to a commenter on YouTube, Cyraxx abused his grandmother when she declined his request. Chance became erratic and threatened Sally that he would walk to Kansas in the cold. Sally took his bag of clothes from Chance, and when she turned her back, Chance attacked her. There are many instances on livestream when Cyraxx and Sally were seen arguing. In this video, you can see Chance getting defensive and aggressive towards Sally after she confronts him about doing his laundry.
What?
Knock it off!
Fuck you. How about you fuck yourself?
3. Billy Syler. This fit of Chance's rage and abuse started way back in his high school days. Cyraxx is known for fabricating stories and putting them forth the way he wants. He did the very same thing to his very close friend Billy. Cyraxx claimed that he had a difficult time at school with kids picking at him. He has also said on many occasions that he barely had any friends during his school years. However, that appears to be a lie, since an interview with his old school friend Beth revealed that he did have friends. She said, "We met quite literally in high school, and we had a mutual friend in common, and that's how we met." He bonded with friends over his shared love for dancing, so much so that they even did a dancing skit together called Dancing Dwellers. One of his friends in high school was a legally blind African-American student called Billy. Cyraxx was actually the closest to him. They would often hang out after school and talk about music. Billy also introduced Chance to his favorite band, Linkin Park. Chance brought up Billy spontaneously in a video once, saying that he was raped by his high school friend when he was about 16 or 17.
Fortunately, when I was 16 to 17 years old, around that time period, I was actually raped by one of my best friends from high school. Now at the time, I didn't know that he was gay.
This intrigued his followers, and hence they began investigating. Turns out that what Chance said was not even close to the truth. The suspicion became stronger when in another video, Chance mentioned how his family approached the school about this incident, and in response, they kicked him out of the school instead of the other way around.
They know what Billy did. That's why they removed me from that school, because of what he did, so it didn't happen to me again.
For starters, the dates didn't add up. Cyraxx said that he was 16 or 17 when this happened, but he didn't change schools until 2009 when he was 19 years old. So something was definitely wrong with Cyraxx's version of the story. He later addressed this and changed his statement by saying that it was not him who was underage, but Billy. By this time, Cyraxx's trolls and followers alike were invested. The information provided by him was enough to track Billy's Facebook and contact him. Once Billy was contacted, the entire truth about Cyraxx's horrible lie came to the limelight. This was enough for his followers to believe it was not Cyraxx who got sexually assaulted, but the other way around. Chance abused a blind disabled minor when he was still in high school. This only escalated later when he admitted to having a 14-year-old friend. Except that the kid wasn't only a friend, he was someone Cyraxx sent explicit pictures to, knowing fully well that the person he was talking to was a minor.
So what? I have a friend that's 14 years old.
Time and time again, he has been catfished by people who have explicitly stated they were underage, and this has contributed to his rage when they speak out about their experiences with him. Among his other disgusting habits, Cyraxx will send explicit pictures without provocation, even as early as to the first response to someone who wants to establish a relationship with him. Hey guys, quick heads up. I've noticed a lot of you enjoy my videos but haven't hit the subscribe button yet, so it would be awesome if you could hit the subscribe button. Now, back to the video. The next person from Cyraxx's victims is a user named Candle. On the 20th of March 2019, she appeared on Facebook Live and called Chance a pedophile. According to Cyraxx, Candle tried to befriend him on Facebook, but Cyraxx being Cyraxx, he misinterpreted it as a sign that Candle was in fact romantically interested in him. After Candle rejected his advances, Chance lost it. From what we can see, Candle was probably one of the first few people who saw Chance for what he really was, a calculative liar and an abuser. someone who would blame other people for the same crimes he committed. Candle tried to warn people about how dangerous Chance was and even called welfare checks on Cyraxx's house.
Hi, I'm calling about a welfare check that needs to be done.
Okay, and who are we checking on?
Chance Wilkins. He was just on YouTube a few moments ago threatening to me and a few other of my friends, and I think he's going off his rocker, and I think he might be a danger to himself and others.
Soon after her last welfare check call, news started circulating that Candle had passed. This brought about a major twist in Chance's following. People started blaming him for Candle's death. However, it later turned out that the news was false and that Candle never passed away. But one thing that happened after the rumor was that Cyraxx's social media pages started attracting a group of very dedicated trolls. His growing popularity on the Jugo Drama Alert show drew more followers and trolls, resulting in an increasingly complex situation. Around the same time, Cyraxx began dating a new woman named Heather. Amidst the chaos, less sophisticated trolls used phone calls and even posed as record labels to intimidate Cyraxx. In response, Cyraxx recorded an extremely aggressive video for Candle. In the video, we can see him losing it and threatening to take Candle's life.
So Candle, I'm warning you right now. Get your friends to back off or I'm coming there and I'm beating your damn ass.
This behavior is a perfect example of what Chance was capable of. He didn't only threaten to kill people online, but also tried to strangle his own grandmother. Seeing how erratic his internet personality was slowly transforming into, trolls started looking deeply into his actions, and what they found was truly disgusting. In January 2017, Cyraxx claimed that he knew an 11-year-old boy who he said was a fan of his videos and music. In another YouTube video, he talked about a 14-year-old kid whom he said has been there for him.
If anything, she stood up for me many a times. She has stood up for me against all you motherfuckers because like me, she knows what it's like to be bullied.
The way he expressed his faith and loyalty towards a 14-year-old kid in this video is one more reason why what Candle predicted about him was not a lie. She said that Cyraxx is a pedophile who would lure kids to sexually exploit them. And from what Cyraxx was doing through his online presence, it doesn't seem unlikely that Cyraxx indeed had some twisted things for innocent kids. 6. Heather. Despite his extremely disturbing personality, Chance kept finding himself amid some seriously questioning and toxic romantic relationships. Before the whole Candle incident happened, he claimed that he was retired from music due to harassment in comment sections. An unexpected event occurred when a tree fell close to his house on February 25, 2019, which Cyraxx used as an opportunity to talk about the potential danger he faced. At that time, he entered a new relationship with a woman called Heather. Before Heather, Chance's first real girlfriend, Abby, only spoke to him online over FaceTime, and while not much is known about her, photos show that she had a hook for a hand as a result of a failed suicide by train. She broke up with him when his Facebook account was hacked, and it was revealed that he had been cheating on her. After that came Heather, who met Chance a lot more than Abby, and also moved in with him after getting out of her lesbian relationship and leaving her children behind. However, Heather and Chance's relationship was in no way perfect. Although they supported each other in many absurd stunts and Heather could be seen hovering behind in most of Chance's videos, there were a few instances when Cyraxx shouted at Heather and fought with her during a live stream. In one incident, he went as far as almost raising his hand on Heather. You can see in this live stream video that Cyraxx was extremely upset and angry. He shouted at Heather and almost punched her. After that, he violently punched the wall to intimidate Heather. We assume that this was the moment of realization for Heather, when she realized that she was probably stuck with an irrational man who doesn't have even the tiniest bit of control over his emotions and feelings. This was probably a turning point for Cyraxx because Heather broke up with him a little after this incident surfaced. She claimed that Chance abused her, while Chance refused to admit these allegations and continued to tell people that he never did that. We can see in the next video how Cyraxx called Heather after their breakup and verbally abused her.
Shut the f***ing once you dumbass little fucking cuntbag. Listen here, you little f***. You been spreading mother.
After the breakup happened, Chance released a bunch of videos. He cried in most of these videos and told his side of the story. He called Heather heartless and said that he almost ended his life, something that he often used to do, scaring people with suicide threats, which never really worked. Some users say that Chance tries to cry crocodile tears or gain sympathy and get out of his crimes. This seems accurate given that he was never arrested for raping a legally blind minor who was also one of his closest friends. The way he threatened to barge into Candle's house and beat her up was also a seriously concerning crime that he easily got out of after playing the disability card. Another example of how he was a master at manipulating situations was when he strangled his grandmother. If Sally and the police department wanted, they could have done Chance dirty by throwing him in jail for assault. However, they took pity on him, and this is precisely what happened for all these years. A user commented about Cyraxx saying, "Cyraxx is the biggest example of the fact that normalizing disabilities should never be the act of giving someone special treatment when it comes to accountability, but instead, it should be about treating people fairly." The list of people he had feuds with is too long to even mention here. For instance, his arch nemesis, Marty and Nicholas. For now, this is the list of only some of Cyraxx's victims. In one of Cyraxx's videos, he said, "People like you made me what I am today."